this morning. Welcome, good to see you all. We are going to be focusing per request on our backs. We'll be doing some twists that really open up through the thoracic spine, around the ribs. And we're gonna start on our back, but then we'll come up to do our warm-up, just because I want you guys to just open up the upper back. So take your block. I'm gonna recommend this height. If you want more, you can put it up like this and just place it basically right under your shoulder blades. Come down onto your back. You wanna find the base of your shoulder blades lined up with the top of the block. So you might have to just kind of shimmy yourself around. And then you can bring your legs either long, letting the feet fall open, or you can find butterfly legs, bringing the soles of the feet together, letting the knees fall open. And then just let those shoulder blades kind of drape over the back of the block, and you can rest your head on the floor. Or if you want, you can take your hands underneath your head if you need a little more height. Just whatever's comfortable. If you have your arms alongside the body, just let the palms face up. Close your eyes and we'll start to really focus on the breath here. Just take a nice deep inhale through the nose, fill all the way up. Let it go through the mouth. One more, just like that. Inhale through the nose, fill all the way up. Exhale, let it go through the mouth. And start inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Go ahead and close the lips. As you start to deepen the breath, really focus on bringing the breath all the way down into the belly. And then as it rises, let those ribs lift and separate. And take 5 more breaths here. Last breath here. You can just kind of prop yourself up on your elbow, remove the block out from underneath you, and then just slowly push your way up to a seat. And then we're gonna do one more pranayama as part of our warm-up. So come into a comfortable seated position, really ground down through the sitting bones. Find a nice tall spine, shoulders away from the ears, arms nice and relaxed down by the sides. On the inhale, we're just gonna sweep those arms up overhead. Try and really lengthen through the fingertips, and as we exhale, we'll just let the arms fall down toward the floor and just kind of tap the floor with the fingertips. Inhale, and go with the pace and the length of the breath. Just a nice way to create a little more space in the ribs. Really reach and inhale, expand, exhale. And the last one, inhale. Exhale, just tap the floor with the fingertips. Inhale, reach up, and we're gonna keep flowing with the breath. Exhale, left hand to right knee, right hand out behind. So just twisting. Then inhale, back to center. Exhale, right hand to left knee. Look out to the left. Inhale, back through center. And just one more on each side. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist. Last time, inhale. And this time as we exhale, we'll hold it. So left hand to right knee, right hand out behind. Lengthen once again on the inhale. And then start to get a little deeper into the twist, keeping those shoulders stacked right over the hips. And come back through center, and we'll hold it on the other side. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist right hand to left knee. Hold here. Let the inhale lift through the crown of the head, and the exhale deepen the twist, taking the gaze out over the shoulder. Inhale back to center, both arms up overhead. Take the hands behind the back. Interlace fingers at the base of the spine. Expand the chest, lift, and then hinging at the hips. Forehead reaches toward the floor. Fists reach up and over the back of the head. And then come all the way up with a straight spine. Release the hands and come into a tabletop position. Taking those shoulders right over the wrists, the hips right over the knees, tops of the feet flat to the floor. 3 rounds of cat-cow. So inhale, release the belly, lift through the crown of the head and the tailbone. Exhale, round, drawing tailbone down toward the floor, lifting and separating shoulder blades with your breath. 2 more. Inhale to cow, exhale to cat. Last one. Inhale to cow and exhale, round into cat pose. Return to a neutral tabletop position. We'll take it into a balance. So extend that right arm forward, the left leg back, coming into spinal balance, right bicep by right ear. Press back through the ball of the left foot, and then bend that left leg. Take the hand, reach for the inside of the foot. As you press the foot into the hand, start to lift the chest. And then we'll come back to spinal balance, extend and release. Switching sides, left arm forward, right leg back, hold here, left bicep by the ear, 2 hips in one line, and then bend that right leg, take the foot from the inside. As we start to press the foot into the hand, lift through the crown of the head, finding nice opening in the chest, come back to spinal balance and release to tabletop. Let's tuck both toes under, bring the hips high for downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, find some movement here, start to pedal through the feet and sway the hips. Release all the tension from neck and upper back by wobbling the head back and forth around in circles. 3 more breaths. One more, fill all the way up, nice deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. And then walk the hands the feet toward the hands about a foot. And start to reach that left hand to the outside of the right ankle. Take hold of the ankle or the calf. And then if there's any room for it, start to bend that elbow to the left and look toward the right, underneath the right arm. And release. Take left hand back to the mat. Reach that right hand toward the left ankle. Then if there's room for it, bend that right elbow as we look to the left. And release. From here, just continue to walk the feet toward the hands. And a generous bend in the knees. Rest the torso on top of the thighs. Take opposite hand to opposite elbow for ragdoll. Start to sway side to side. Take one more breath. And then release the hands down toward the floor. You can keep a bend in the knees if you want. You can start to straighten the legs a little bit more, but we want to be able to keep the hands on the floor. So as much as needed in the bend there. Take that left hand to the floor and start to reach the right arm up toward the ceiling. Work toward keeping the belly button facing the floor. So the twist, the hips stay level. We're just twisting through the spine here. Take one more inhale. Exhale, release. Switch it out. Lift that left arm up toward the sky. Maybe take the gaze toward the fingertips, or it's fine to keep the gaze on the floor. Keep the hips level. And then release that left hand down toward the floor. Heel toe the feet together. Little space between the heels, and then start to roll up to a stand. Stacking one vertebra at a time. And once we get all the way up, take a couple shoulder rolls in both directions. And then a couple neck rolls. Wobble the head side to side or go all the way around in a circle. And then we'll make our way to mountain pose at the top of the mat. Spread those toes nice and wide. Really tighten up through the legs. Draw that tailbone down. Nice tall spine. Fingertips face down, palms face out. Inhale, both arms up overhead. And then as we exhale, we're gonna take that left arm forward, right arm back. Now, once again, the belly button stays facing this right toward the front. We're just twisting from the base of the spine. So you have to use your core. Inhale, back up, and then exhale, right arm forward, left arm back. Draw that left hip forward, so two hips are in one line. Good. Inhale, back to center, and then exhale, cactus the arms, pull the elbows down. Inhale, rise up, tall mountain, and exhale, come down with a flat back, hinging at the hips, reaching through the fingertips. Inhale, monkey pose. Find a halfway lift, pause here, shoulders away from the ears. Take one more breath, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, this time with a flat back. Reach those arms off to the side, come all the way up to tall mountain. Exhale, left arm forward, right arm back. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, right arm forward, left arm back. Back to center. Having a hard time breathing, sorry. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, tall mountain. And exhale, forward fold. Come all the way down. Halfway lift, monkey pose. Exhale, forward fold. Last time through this little flow. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, left arm forward, right arm back. Keep those hips squared to the front. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, right arm forward, left arm back, back to center on the inhale. Exhale, cactus the arms, lift through the chest. Inhale, tall mountain. And exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Halfway lift, monkey pose. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, step back to plank pose. And then from plank pose, let's all just take our knees down to the floor. Okay, so we're not quite in tabletop. Shoulders stay over the wrists. We're gonna start to release into the shoulders so the chest comes closer to the floor. Does everyone understand that? So we're not bending the elbows, we're just releasing chest. And then start to lift out of the shoulders. Find a tiny little bit of a rounding in the upper back. So keep the arms straight. And again, release chest toward the floor and then lift. Last time, release chest toward the floor. Pretty subtle movement here, and then lift up. Good. And then let's lower all the way down. This time we bend the elbows. Take the tops of the feet flat to the floor. We're just gonna do 3 rolling cobras, so fingertips right underneath the shoulders. Inhale, roll, lift. Good. Exhale, release. And 2 more. Just roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift. And release. Last time, roll those shoulders back, lift through the chest, and release. So go ahead and take your hands wider than your shoulders, come up onto your fingertips. So wide, 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 wide. Yeah, there we go. Come up onto the fingertips, lift through the chest, and then release that left shoulder and look to the right. Good, nice stretch in your shoulders. Come back to center and switch it out. Right shoulder in, look to the left. And then come back towards center. Come all the way down. Hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck those toes under. Press up through tabletop or plank. And back to down dog. And 1 more breath in downward facing dog. Let's take that right leg high. Inhale to 3-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge, step through. Keep that left hand on the floor. Inhale the right arm up. Twisting lunge, hold here for another breath. Tighten up through that left leg and then release, hand to the floor. Very slowly come up to crescent lunge. So those fingertips hover over the mat. Reach all the way up, stack the wrists over the shoulders, shoulders over the hips. Good. Take 1 more breath here in crescent. Then take those hands behind the back. And start to press the fists down, lift through the chest, and then just have those fists start to come down the back of the back leg. So you're coming into a little bit of a mini back bend here. And then come back so the shoulders are stacked right over the hips and start to hinge forward so you're just at about 45 degrees. And then if possible, start to lift the wrists a little bit higher up so the arms float up. And then come back, crescent pose, release the hands, hands rise up. Good. And then come into warrior two. Left heel to the floor, arms extend long, look out over those front fingertips. Draw the tailbone down, right knee toward right pinky toe, shoulders nice and relaxed. Press into the outer edge of the back foot. Good. Reverse warrior on the inhale. Left hand slides down that back leg. Lift that right arm up and then side bend. And then take that left hand and start to reach it around toward the right hip. So you have a little half bind here. Really roll that left shoulder open and see if you can get a little bit further back, reaching back toward the back of your mat. Then come all the way down, low lunge. Step back plank, and then lower chaturanga. So halfway down, elbows stay in, option to come down onto the belly and take cobra or up dog instead, or cobra instead of up dog, your choice. Come back to downward facing dog. One more breath. Take that left leg high, three-legged dog, and step through low lunge. Right hand stays on the floor, lift that left arm up, twisting lunge, hold here for another breath, tighten up through that right leg, and then release the left hand toward the mat. Slowly come into crescent lunge. Arms lift up, wrists over shoulders, over hips. Get nice and low in that front leg. Then see if you can find a nice lifted and expanded rib cage as we reach through those fingertips. And then go ahead and take the hands, interlace them behind the back. Press the fists down, working towards straight arms. And then the fists come down the back of the leg as we come into a little mini back bend here, just as deep as you want to take it. Bring those shoulders right back over the hips, and then find 45 degrees in the torso. And then if possible, start to lift the hands off the tailbone. Get them as high as you can. Nice stretch here in the shoulders. And then slowly come back, crescent pose. Release the hands, lift the arms up. And then warrior two on this side. Right heel to the floor. Good. Get nice and deep in that front leg. And then look down so that we can see the big toe. Really active in that back leg. Good. And then crescent lunge, inhale. Right hand slides down that back leg. A nice side bend here. And then start to reach that right hand toward the left hip. So we have a half bind. Good. And then roll that right shoulder open. And then come all the way down, low lunge. Heel lifts off the floor, step back plank pose, lower chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. One more breath. All right, right leg high. Step through low lunge. Let's flow those postures. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, low lunge. Now step the left foot forward to meet the right. Sink low in the hips and then reach the arms up. So we're in chair pose. Take all the weight back into the heels, wiggle those toes. And then bring hands to heart center and we're gonna twist. So left elbow to right knee. Hook the elbow to the knee, keep the hips nice and level. Hands are at heart center in prayer. Draw that left knee back, right knee forward. Come back through center and switch it out. Right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Hands draw toward heart center. And then come back through center. Release, forward fold. Halfway lift monkey. And then step or hop back through chaturanga. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog on the exhale. So right to the other side, flowing. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Reverse warrior, inhale. Low lunge, exhale. Step the right foot forward to the front of the mat. Sink low in the hips. Inhale, chair. And then we're flowing. Exhale, left elbow toward right knee. You don't need to hook it. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. Back to down dog, exhale. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, rise up, crescent. Okay, we're just adding on now. Exhale, warrior two. Reverse warrior, inhale. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, chair. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, forward fold. Listen to the change. Inhale, rise up, tall mountain. Exhale, hands to your heart, sink down through chair. Inhale, lift the heels off the floor. Woo. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, monkey. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Other side, left leg lifts, inhale. Low lunge. Crescent, inhale. Exhale, low lunge, warrior two. Reverse, inhale. Low lunge, exhale. Inhale, chair. Exhale, twist to the right. Left elbow, right knee. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Tall mountain. Hands to your heart, sink into your chair. Lift your heels and hold for 3, 2, 1. Now separate your knees and start to come all the way down, hands to the mat. Good. Spread the knees nice and wide. Keep the balls of your feet and your heels together. Good. And then from here, maybe just challenge your balance a little bit. Hands to your heart. Just working the feet, getting into the hips. Good. And then hands to the floor. And start to slide the tops of the hands on your mat out behind you, and you can start to release the forehead toward the floor. It's okay if it doesn't touch. And then maybe if you want to bind, you take the hands to the backs of the heels. Just still balancing here. And just round through the upper back. Good, and then come all the way back up. Lift those knees high. Play around with crow. Lift those toes off the floor. Toes and heels nice and tight. Work towards straightening the arms a little bit more. Good. Nice. And then step or float back, chaturanga. There you go, nice. Dog, inhale. To down dog, exhale. Good, and then look past your hands, come down to a seat, grab a little water. All good? Being upside down, not being able to breathe, not pleasant. Okay, so go ahead and grab your block and make your way down onto your back when you're ready. All right, we're gonna take the block and place it long ways between your thighs. And if you don't have a block, no worries, just bring your knees together to touch. And then work those knees right over the hips so they're not pulled in. Bring those heels so they're in line with the knees, so you got about a nice 90-degree angle there. Bring your arms out to capital T. Good. Start to release the knees toward the right. Now here's the key. Belly button continues to face the ceiling. Okay, so we're trying to get into our core and our twist. Come back through center and to the left. Keep that belly button facing the ceiling. Good. Come back towards center, squeeze that block, and then we'll just flow it. So you can kind of go at your own pace, but go from right to left. Okay, when you come to the right the next time, go ahead and release your knees to the floor. And then you can remove the block if you'd like, and take your right hand, place it on top of your left knee. And once again, see if you can get that left shoulder glued down toward the floor. Draw the belly button back toward the spine. And then come back through center and we'll hold it on the other side. So left knees, or knees come to the left, place them on the floor, left hand to right knee. Take your right shoulder and glue it down onto the mat. Left hand rests on right knee. And then come back through center, hug both knees into the chest. Take a little bit of a roll here on the spine. Couple times, back and forth, the length of the spine, and then make your way all the way up to boat pose. So come to hold your boat, hover here, reach the fingertips towards the toes, chest is nice and lifted. You can keep the legs bent or extend them straight. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Cross over the ankles and then step or float back through chaturanga, or just make your way to downward facing dog. All right, back to our standing series. We're going to be adding on some balance here. Lift your right leg high, step through to low lunge, rise up to crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. This time on our exhale, we're gonna take it into half moon. Step onto that right foot, left leg floats off the floor. Stack those hips and shoulders. You can play with the balance by taking that right hand to the right ankle, or maybe the gaze comes up toward the fingertips. All right, so take that left hand, bring it down toward the floor, level your hips. So your left leg, left toes point down, good. And then keep that left hand on the floor and start to reach the right arm up. Okay, see if you can keep those hips level and the belly button is facing the floor now. And then come back, half moon pose, inhale, open it up. And then come back, level the hips, left hand to the floor. Come into standing split, so start to release the forehead toward the floor, look back toward the back of the mat. Lift that left leg a little bit higher. And then step way back into low lunge. Come up into crescent lunge. And then we're gonna take the left arm forward, right arm back. Good, and keep those shoulders right over the hips. Really reach through the fingertips, twisting from the base of the spine. Good. Then come back to crescent lunge and back to warrior 2. And this time reverse triangle. So straighten that right leg, left hand down the back leg, and triangle pose. Reach right fingertips forward and then toward the floor. Stack the shoulders. And stay really engaged through the core as we hold triangle. All right, now sweep that left hand forward toward the front of the mat, and then sweep your right hand forward, 2 palms face each other, and then rise up, 5-pointed star. Reach through the fingertips, toes point out. Exhale, bring hands to the heart, come into prayer squat. Roll those shoulders away from the ears, draw the tailbone down, and then take both hands onto the knees and dip that left shoulder forward, look toward the right. Come back through center, dip the right shoulder forward, look to the left. Come back through center, heels behind the toes, forward fold, standing straddle, splits. And take those hands and reach them around the ankles. We need to shorten our stance, that's fine. Stay nice and engaged through the legs, kneecaps lifting up. A little bit deeper for this last exhale. And then come up to a halfway lift. Take left hand to the floor, keep the hips level. Belly button faces the floor, reach that right arm up. Draw that right hip down, reach that right arm up, and release. Switch it out. Left hand reaches up, draw that left hip down, and release. Rise up, 5-pointed star. Inhale, warrior 2 to the front of your mat. Exhale, reverse warrior, inhale, and then come low lunge. Take your left hand, place it on the floor, and step your right foot back so you're in side plank pose. Good. Right arm reaches up, hips lift, and then take your right hand and reach it underneath the body. Find a little bit of a twist here. Reach, 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 squeeze. Use your core, and then come back up, side plank, and then right hand to the floor, lower chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. 2 more breaths here before we do the other side. Complete the exhale. Left leg lifts, inhale. Back to our flow. Low lunge, exhale. Crescent lunge, inhale, rise up. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior, and let's balance. So step onto that left foot, half moon, Ardha Chandrasana, stack the hips and shoulders, peek back, maybe you can see your toes, flex those toes back toward the face. Last breath here. All right, right hand reaches toward the floor, hips level, right toes point down, keep the belly button facing the floor, and start to lift that left arm up for revolved half moon pose. So you're nice and level, twisting from the base of the spine. Use your core to initiate the twist, and then release that left hand to the floor. Open up, half moon pose, and right hand to the floor, level the hips, standing split. So release the head toward the floor, gaze is at the back of the mat, lift that right leg higher, and then lightly step back, low lunge. Crescent lunge, inhale, revolved crescent, right hand forward, left arm back. And again, shoulders stay stacked right over the hips. Nice big reach through the fingertips. And then inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior 2. Reverse triangle, inhale, straighten left leg. Left arm reaches up and back, right arm slides down the back leg. Triangle pose, reach forward first, lengthen, and then release. Left hand to the floor, right hand up toward the ceiling. Start to extend that right arm forward. Hold here, really stabilize yourself, and lift that left arm up. Palms face each other, hold, and then slowly rise up. 5-pointed star. Exhale, prayer squat. Sink down. Hold here. Stack those shoulders right over the hips. Last breath. Inhale, rise up, 5-pointed star. Exhale, warrior 2. Reverse warrior, inhale, come down into low lunge, and then right hand is gonna be your foundation as you step into side plank. Left foot stacks on top of right, left arm reaches up. Hold here. Keep lifting the hips, squeezing your obliques, and then twist. So left arm is gonna slide behind under the right. Reaches back as far as you can. Get a nice little crunch there in your core. And then reach it up. Come all the way down. And lower chaturanga. Two more breaths. Last breath. Good, right leg lifts. Step through low lunge. Rise up, crescent lunge. And warrior 2. Back to our flow. Reverse warrior, inhale. And half moon, exhale. Just a breath here, inhale. Exhale, low lunge. Place the left hand and left foot lightly on the floor. And then inhale, come through to standing staff pose. So standing onto the right leg, lifting the arms up overhead. Leg can be bent or straight. And from here, we're gonna move into a twisting standing pose. So you can take right hand to left knee, left hand out behind. That's option number 1. You can take right hand to left foot. Start to extend that leg forward. Hold here in whatever variation you've chosen. Keep those shoulders right over those hips. And then unwind. Good. Release that foot to the floor. Tall mountain inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift monkey. And chaturanga, exhale. Back to down dog. Left leg lifts. Step through low lunge. Rise up, crescent lunge, inhale. Warrior 2, exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, half moon pose. Take an inhale here. Exhale, low lunge, step lightly back. Then moving into standing staff. Take it slow, step onto that left foot. Right leg comes forward, arms up overhead. You can hold here with the leg at 90, take left hand to right knee, right hand behind. Nice twist here. Or take that left hand to the right foot and start to extend that leg forward. Keep the shoulders over the hips, reach back through the fingertips. Nice and slowly release that right foot to the floor. Lift both arms up overhead. Forward fold. Monkey inhale. Chaturanga exhale. Up dog. Back to down dog. And then come down to a seat. Okay, so we're gonna work into revolved Heron. So essentially what we just did on our feet, but now on our mat. I'll give you lots of options. So go ahead and bring those legs out in front. We're gonna come into boat pose first. So lift both legs off the floor. Hold here, keep the chest nice and lifted. Okay. And then draw the knees into the chest. We're gonna do upward angle first. Peace fingers around big toes. And again, you can stay here, or you can start to extend those legs forward. If you can keep hold of the toes, it's okay if they're not straight. Just keep that chest nice and lifted. And you can stay here, or you can start to separate the legs. Keep that chest lifted. Good. Okay, so lots of variations. Whatever's working for you today is great. Nice. Strong through the core. Good. And then we'll come back to center and bend the legs again. Take the right hand to the outside of, or the left hand to the outside of the right foot. Extend your left leg forward. Start to straighten through that right leg. And then twist, right arm out behind. And then of course, option to set the foot on the floor, just depending how much you want to work here. And then come back through center, bend both legs. We're going to take that right hand to the outside of the left foot. Left arm is going to reach out behind. Extend your right leg straight, left leg straight. Hold here. Option to set that foot on the floor. Some fun little variations here. Come back towards center and then come into butterfly pose. So bring the soles of the feet together. Hands around the ankles. A nice tall spine, and then we'll start to hinge forward at the hips. Elbows pressing toward the knees, reaching through the crown of the head. And for the last couple of breaths, go ahead and just round down. Forehead can release toward the toes and you can just round through the upper back. Get a nice release there in the shoulders and the chest. Good, and then lengthen once again. Go ahead and come all the way up, really nice. All right, now let's make our way onto our stomach. And take another really big shoulder opener. So we'll extend that right arm to the right. Keep your left hand right underneath your left shoulder and then roll onto the right side. That left leg comes up and over, foot plants to the floor, and then right ear rests toward the floor. All right, and then come back through center. We'll do the other side in just a sec. Bend both legs, take the feet from the outside, coming into floor bow. Draw the knees toward one another, press the feet into the hands, start to lift through the crown of the head. Keep drawing those knees together, and then really use your feet. Press them back into your hand and feel that extra nice stretch in the chest and the shoulders. Last breath. And release. Take your right hand underneath the right shoulder. Extend the left arm long. Right foot comes up and over, plants to the floor. Left ear rests on the mat. Come back through center. And then extend both arms out in front. Find arrow mudra with the hands. Draw the big toes and heels to touch. Biceps stay by the ears. Inhale, lift everything off the mat. Last breath. All right, release. Press back to child's pose. And start to walk the hands to the right. Press back through the left hip, forehead toward the floor. Walk back through center and off to the left. Press right hip back. And come back through center. One nice big stretch here, and then come all the way up to kneeling. I'm gonna take camel pose, Ustrasana. So hips right over the knees, hands to low back, like little dizzy. Fingertips point down, draw those elbows back. Start to press the hips forward. Lift through the chest, take the gaze up. You can stay here, or you can start to reach your hands towards your heels. Slowly come all the way back up. Hips toward the heels. And then go ahead and sit onto the heels, and we'll take the hands to the heels. I'm gonna counter pose with rabbit. So start to round those shoulders forward, draw the chin toward the chest, and then round all the way forward until forehead is by the knees. Plant the top of the head on the floor and then lift the hips. Good. And slowly release and come all the way back up. And cross over the ankles, extend the legs forward. Good. So clear the sitting bones. We're gonna take Paschimottanasana. Reach both arms up overhead and then hinge over the hips, reaching fingertips toward the toes. Last breath. Release from the fold and cross over the ankles again and come down onto your shins. Separate your feet. If you have tight knees, you can place a block between your hips. I'm going to take hero pose. So roll the calves out of the way and then lift nice and tall through the spine. You can stay right here, or we can start to walk the hands back, maybe come onto the elbows, maybe come down onto the back. Just continue to draw those knees together. Wherever we are, let's start to make our way out of it. We're going to take half hero, half lotus twist. So keep your left leg as it is. Bring that right foot to the left hip crease. And if that's too much, you can always just take that foot to the floor. You can always release this left leg as well and just bring it long on your mat. Then left hand to the right knee, right hand out behind. Stack those shoulders over the hips. And slowly release. Okay, and so for full Heron pose, keep your left leg where it is, right hand or right foot to the floor. Take both hands underneath the right foot. Good. And then just start to rock back, lift that heel off the floor and extend the leg up. Lower those shoulders away from the ears. Draw the chest toward the toes. Last breath. And release. We'll take that on the other side. So bring your right leg into half Heron, or half hero, sorry. And your left leg is gonna come into half lotus. So left foot to right hip, or left foot to the floor. Right hand to left knee, left hand out behind. Stack the shoulders over the hips, find a nice deep twist here. And slowly release. Left foot comes back onto our mats for Heron pose. Both hands underneath the left foot, just rock back, lift that heel off the floor, and maybe start to extend the leg up. Good. Draw the shoulders down. Draw the chest toward the toes. Good. And release. Release your right leg. Good. And make your way down onto your back. All right, bring the heels close to the hips for bridge pose, hands alongside the body. Start to press into the heels and lift the hips off the floor. For chest expansion, take both hands underneath the hips, interlace the fingers, and then start to roll onto one shoulder at a time. Just an option. You can stay right here or extend that right leg up toward the sky. Hold here. Be nice and tight into that left quad. Release the right foot if it's lifted and switch sides. Extend that left leg up toward the sky. And release the left foot back down toward the floor. If we have chest expansion, just release the hands and lower all the way down. Just let the knees rest in toward one another. And for second set, you can take bridge again, or you can take wheel. For wheel, flip those hands, fingers face the heels, elbows draw in. We can come up first onto the crown of the head. Really press into those hands and then lift all the way up. Or we can take bridge pose a second time. Start to descend. And let the knees rest toward one another. Good, and then now we'll pull the knees slowly in toward the chest. Let's start to rock those hips off the floor and we'll come into shoulder stand. Stick those hands to low back, lift the feet up toward the ceiling. Really press through the balls of the feet. Working toward plow, you can take those feet out behind the top of the head. If you'd like to take chest expansion and plow, we just reach those hands toward one another. Maybe interlace the hands. Only if the feet touch the floor though. Keep the neck nice and long. And if we're in plow, bring those hands back to low back, lift the legs up to shoulder stand, and then very slowly come all the way back down. Bring those feet flat to the floor, knees are bent. Bring arms into goal post and release the knees to the right. And gaze to the left. Maybe stacking right foot on top of left knee. Come back towards center, release knees to the left, gaze to the right. Maybe stack that left foot on top of the right knee. And come back towards center. Knees back to the chest. You can separate the knees and feet and come into happy baby. Reaching hands around calves, ankles, or feet or toes. Just massage out the spine by rocking side to side. And last time, knees to chest. And coming into Shavasana, our final pose. Extend those legs long. Feet fall open. Arms rest alongside the body, palms face up. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Big open mouth exhale. Then close the lips, inhaling and exhaling through the nose now. Just coming back to the natural rhythm of the breath. Start to awaken the body, wiggling fingers and toes, rolling wrists and ankles. And start to work toward a full body stretch. Arms overhead. Nice big breath in. And rolling onto the side, cradling the head and the arm, pulling the knees in toward the chest. Just take a final moment here to acknowledge your practice. And some gratitude for this time and space here on our mats. And slowly come all the way up to a seat. Draw hands to heart center. Let's take one final breath together. Inhale through the nose, fill all the way up. Release it through the mouth. Today, as you go forward, may you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, and peace in your heart. Namaste.